So today we have Elite Blarius, and it's looking like it's gonna be one of the easiest boss events that we've had in a while. Now I usually don't say that about boss events, but just taking a look at the map that we're playing on, the modifiers, or in this case the lack of modifiers actually, because there's absolutely nothing, with the exception of the super monkey and the village band, which is gonna be a little annoying when it comes to farming, I guess, with the village, because we're gonna be buying some more expensive tier 3 farms and stuff like that. I think overall we should have a pretty easy time doing this boss event. Let me just start off with Geraldo. I chose Geraldo as the hero, and I bought Geraldo right out of the get-go when we started this. So in this case, what I did is I bought Geraldo as soon as possible, and then I waited for, for the money to come up for the action figure, which is gonna make it a little bit more expensive as it stays in Geraldo's shop. And so what people usually do is they wait to buy Geraldo and the action figure together because it's gonna be cheaper. But keep in mind, in the long run, this action figure is, well, if you do it like that, it's gonna be worth less money, so you're gonna sell it for less down the line. So this is a pretty long map. This shouldn't be too difficult. We're gonna start things off with a druid and a dark monkey. This is our farming. So we, the problem with this thing, I guess, and with the lack of a village, is the fact that we're not gonna be having, this passive income. I don't want to say passive income, but you guys know what I mean, like this farmish income, like Ben that's producing cash every round for these farms, because it's gonna take a while for us to actually establish our farming. And so that's why these early rounds are actually gonna be a little bit slow when it comes to just making money. So as you guys can see, this action figures were like 1.8k, and we bought it for a lot less. We bought it for like 1.1k, and but we still don't want to sell it, right? We're gonna sell it after the 30s, and by the time the 30s arrive, we need to have at least a couple of these farms just placed down, and hopefully this defense is enough. We're gonna try to greed out as much as possible. So the next thing that I'm going for is just gonna be like this base farm. So we're gonna have the money like this, and let me start placing. By the way, because there's no village, there's no point in trying to kind of organize the farms in a circle or whatever structure you have, so that you can optimize the placement so that you can get the most out of them in the range of a discount, and then eventually the monkey city and the bonuses and everything like that. So you can just place your towers, place your farms whenever you want them, and it's gonna be fine in this one. Now here's something I'm thinking about. I know it's only around 16, but maybe I made a mistake of buying the druid, because I wanted to go for the millipede druid. That's what I did for the normal one, but I'm kind of thinking maybe we go for the boomerang, and this is gonna have implications like later down the line when we buy the boomer paragon. So I'm thinking way ahead with doing this, but I actually wanted to get the boomer like this. And so if we have the boomer right here where my mouse is, we can do a lot of things. Actually, we can use it to defend the tier 1 ceramic leftovers from Blarius. We can upgrade it later on for the tier 2 leftovers that essentially Blarius spawns on every skull, which is going to be BFBs. And then for the tier 3, we can either buy it into a paragon, maybe we'll go for a dark paragon on that one because the dark is a little bit cheaper, or we can just straight up save it and just buy like a boomer paragon down the line for the tier 4. You know what, let's roll with it. Let's roll with the druid. Let's get the heart of oak. Let's upgrade this guy to the thorn swarm, and let's try and save as many lives as possible. I really don't want to be pickling. Wasn't there a time where the pickles were like 75 or $50? Am I tripping about that one? I feel like they were a little bit cheaper, and then you can have to nerf them. And also something else that we're gonna try out is the fertilizers. The fertilizer recently got, when I say recently, I think it was like an update or 2 ago, but the fertilizer essentially got more charges but does a little bit less work. It was like it went from 25 to 20% buff onto the farms, if I remember correctly. But it's gonna be really nice giving the fertilizer to all these top at farms while we're doing the thing in the mid game, and actually in the late game as well. So let me just place the farm like this. Alright guys, I think it's time. Let's sell the action figure and let's buy a bunch of marketplaces with this money. And as you guys can see, the farming is not exactly as it would have been, at least not if you have like Ben, or maybe if we started with, I don't know, with just a bunch of farms and we weren't forced to buy a 030 druid in like the 20s. But it's fine, we're gonna manage. It's really no problem, especially in a map like this. Okay, let's read out a little bit more. Not exactly ideal, but let's just do it. It's fine. Let me just check the duration onto this cow potion. So it's gonna be 2 more rounds, so it's gonna cover 37 is what I'm just kind of thinking about. And now we can decide what we want to do, because now this is a very long map, and so we do have a little bit of time to react to what's going to be happening. So maybe if we get like another marketplace like this, it is actually going to pay. I know the deposit is going to be around 40, but this marketplace that we just bought is actually going to pay itself off by the time that the boss appears, which is a really cool feature of these marketplaces. All right, so the boss is going to appear in a second, so let's start our boomerang thingy that we were talking about. So I'm going to sell this dark monkey because it is in the best spot, and I'm going to have a boomer just like this. I'm gonna buy the boomer first because we need to have this guy regardless of what's happening. And then here comes the boss. So here's what I want to do for this one. I want to do the usual, which is just a simple 300 alchemist buffing our boomerang and hopefully not buffing the druid. I think I get the range actually. Is this good? And then we'll just straight up go for a ninja, which is gonna be a 204 sticky ninja. I want to be preserving all of the farms, by the way. So let's go like this. Let's buy the sticky ninja. And now the most important question is the boomerang boomerang gonna be able to hold off by itself? Let me just give the count potion to the boomer like this, and then we're gonna need a more permanent solution to the count problem, so maybe like a sub at the start. But this is gonna be the first wave of ceramics, and this is gonna be really important that we defend this with only the boomerang. How's it looking? It's not looking good. Oh my god, he barely got it. Okay, we have a problem. Alright, so this boomerang needs a little bit of help because this is not working out exactly. So the cheapest way that I'm thinking about this is just gonna be a blade maelstrom. We don't even need the blade maelstrom to be hitting all of these balloons. It just needs a little bit of extra damage just to help out the boomerang a little bit. So I'm just gonna keep it like this. And then let's also make sure we're putting money into our farming. That's gonna be super important. Let's use the attack ability. You know what? I could have probably defended this only with attack, but wait, just saying. Round 47, so count balloons on this one. Let's go for a 301 sub. This is gonna be a permanent solution to the camel problem so that we don't, you know, just keep doing the Geraldo potion stuff. And actually, there's a little bit of a thing happening with the camel potion as well, because we have it now, but before the next camel balloons arrive, I think it actually works out somehow that you don't have a camel potion ready in style, because now it lasts like 5 rounds. And I know this because it actually happened to me in one of my runs, so I'm just being careful. If you just buy your own camel detection, you're gonna be fine. Basically, don't rely on Geraldo is what I'm saying. All right, so this is gonna be the last skull, and after this one, we need to be very fast with this ability. And as soon as these ceramics come out, I'm just gonna straight up use it. We don't need to get all of them, we just need to get a decent amount of them, and that's probably gonna be fine. And oh my god, no way, Bloons is actually out of the range of the sticky ninja. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna sell this thing. I'm gonna buy the overclock, which is gonna be used for this guy, the farm at the bottom. And let me just think, how do we want to solve this? Okay, I actually know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna sell the druid, I'm gonna buy an ace in the range of the alchemist, and I'm gonna upgrade the alchemist, so not that much HP left on Bloons. This is a little bit weird, guys, but let me use the attack ability one more time, and I feel like these guys should, like the boomer and the ace, should be able to take Bloons down, as well as, you know, all these mob class balloons. Fine, right? I mean, it's only a tier 1, 700 HP. I can't believe it's this close. This is gonna be the last attack ability. Oh my god, yeah, finally we get it done. Yeah, that was one hell of an ending, wasn't it? But yeah, like we get it done. Okay, so let's go like this. Let me get the second BRF. I'm gonna go with the BRF plus overclock combo because, well, we want to be a little bit more efficient. We don't have a village or anything like that, so let's go like this. And just like that, round 59 incoming. And a great thing about this map is that it is a super long one, so what we can do is we can afford to buy the glaive lore right now. And I know that we don't have the money for the mat yet, but because it's a super long map, we are actually gonna have the time to, well, wait for $60,000, even though we have like 4,000 now. Yeah, there we go. So you guys know the drill now. Let's buy the mat and let's have this thing attacking. Let me just, I would have loved to have a village for this mat, plus I guess we can do something like a 300 alchemist, right? That's not gonna be too bad. It's not too much money, but it's like 11% attack speed if I remember correctly. So let's have the mat targeting like this. Oh my god, that's a huge wave of balloons. But yeah, this is why we bought the glaive lore, because it just essentially deals with all of these leftovers from, well, it's not leftovers, it's like these skull spawns, right, from the tier 2. And you just get the mat like this, and then let's not forget to farm, or in this case, I am not exactly sure what are we doing now. Are we like saving up money for the banana central, or are we buying more? Oh, wait a minute, I should have been, yes, I should have been doing this. I actually did it once, but they expired, so let's just refresh the fertilizer onto these guys. It actually works really well, especially with the overclock. Yeah, as you guys can see, we waited a very long time, and we bought the mat kind of late-ish, I would say, and we're still defeating the boss, no problem, even though we bought like a glaive lore here at the bottom first. And that's gonna be the tier 2 a lot easier than, I guess, well, I don't want to say easier than tier 1, because we did take a little bit of our time popping the tier 1, but let's sell the mat right now. Let's sell the alchemist, and what we can do is we can sell a bunch of these guys, because it actually makes sense to sell some of them to buy the banana central, because in absolute terms the banana central makes a lot more money. And now let's go back to buying 420 farms, because, well, finally we got the banana central, and we actually got some synergy going now with this farm. And that's about it. So this is kind of the general strategy that I usually do for Bloons, and because there are no restrictions, no, you know, specific modifiers or anything like that, the map is pretty long, and I feel like Ninjakiwi is, maybe they're saying like sorry for last week's boss. Was it last week that we had this dread balloon, like it was elite dread balloon on protect the yacht, I think it was? Oh no, actually, you know what was last week? I think it was phase with the sun avatars. They banned all paragons, and it was like a massive lag for everyone, because you had to defend with, like, what was it, the VTSG and a bunch of paragons. That was ridiculous. Oh man, this is like them saying sorry, I think, for that one. But yeah, this is a pretty easy one, I gotta be honest. So let's go like this. I bought a banana farmer, by the way, in here. This is a nice spot for it. Let me just not forget to fertilize this one. This is the most important one. You want to be fertilizing this one. If you skip out on the others, it's fine, but just make sure you're fertilizing and overclocking this one. And actually, I saw someone do 2 overclocks for the banana central, because one of them has 66% uptime, and I'm just wondering if the second one is worth it to guarantee 100% uptime. time onto the production. I'm not exactly sure if it's actually worth it because I haven't done the calculations myself, but you know what, it sounds like an interesting idea for sure. And just like that, round 80 and tier 3 is coming out, and I've been busy as you guys can see. So we placed a bunch of farms, we placed a bunch of small dark monkeys which we're going to use to get the dark paragon, but actually because as I mentioned the map is super long, we don't even have to get it now because as you guys can see we don't even have the money to buy it. And in this case, by the time the boss arrives where our defenses are, we are going to make a lot of money anyway. So we're only missing one more dark monkey. It's going to be the crossbow master. I think this is going to be like a fine spot for it, so let me just buy it. And then just as the boss is entering the range of the crossbow master, we should have the money for the apex plasma master right about now. Like when I said now, it would have been nice if it actually happened, but it's gonna happen now. No, it's gonna happen now. It's actually not gonna happen because the farms reduced all the money for this round, so we're gonna have to beat this round, and when 83 starts we are gonna have the money. There we go. We even went a little bit overboard. I'm just gonna do it like this, so no extra cash because we had a lot of sacrificial dark monkeys. It's gonna be degree 22, which is completely fine, I'm pretty sure, for the tier 1. I think the placement is also gonna be nice because these juggernaut balls are gonna be bouncing on top of the edge of the map and they're gonna be coming back into Bloon areas, so that's a little bit of extra damage. Maybe we can give it a little bit of a helping hand just because we can, but we can when it comes to, you know, do we have the money for it, but can we actually fit it over here? I'm not exactly sure we can fit an ice tower over here. Well, that's a bummer. We cannot fit an ice tower over here, but that's completely fine. So blarius is halfway there, and I think this is not even gonna be close because he's got one more loop left to go. I'm just gonna keep buying farms, by the way, because we don't want to be losing money like this. The way this map is structured, by the way, so look at this farm on the side. So I guess I should buy a farmer like this, which is gonna cover the small island, but then I can only have like how much is like one farm on this island? Oh, I hate this. I hate this. Yeah, it's fine. I guess we're gonna get the monkey money back when you think about it, like just by beating the boss, but it just hurts doing it for like 2 farms, but it's fine. We're gonna do it. And that's about it. That's gonna be the tier 3 Blooners with just a degree 20 dark paragon, which I'm actually gonna keep because we don't exactly need the money. And then for the next one, we are gonna be going for the boomerang paragon, hopefully. So let me just place a couple of boomerangs, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 4. All right, so round 99, and the tier 4 boss is about to appear. And in these past rounds, I've been placing a lot of paragon power totems. Actually, this is gonna be number 13, and when this round ends, we're gonna get one more, and then we're just straight up going for the boomerang paragon. But actually, because the boss is slow, we don't even have to buy the boomerang paragon like right now. We can place a couple of totems, but that's fine because I want to use the upcoming totems for the ace paragon, which is gonna be the last one. So let's just buy it and see what degree we get. It's gonna be a 39. 39 is amazing. So these two guys are gonna be dealing with Bloonerius, no problem. But it's really important that we don't forget to keep placing all these paragon power totems because you only get 2 in stock and you have a restock each round. So if you miss a couple of rounds, you're missing out potentially in a lot of power. Oh, you know what? I feel like this dark paragon is doing a great job by itself. I know that the boomerang is helping out a little bit. Oh wait, actually 1 million pops into this guy. No, it's the dark paragon doing the majority of the work, I think. I know that these boomer glaze, like they're bouncing off of some of these small balloons and they're going into Bloonerius, and I guess this mob domination projectile is also hitting Bloonerius, but I can't help but feel that this dark monkey might have been almost enough for the tier 4 by itself. Oh my god, Bloonerius hasn't even reached the boomer paragon. We just spent so many paragon power totems and so much cash into this guy, and the boomer paragon is gonna be like with like the least amount of pops, I think. Let's also not forget to buy some paragon power totems, and that is gonna be the tier 4. So yeah, absolutely, you know, once you get to this point, it's super easy. It's just more of like the waiting game for, in this case with Bloonerius oh, that's a nice instant actually, 300 as an avatar. But it's just more of a waiting game, right, for Bloonerius to reach our defenses. And with that being said, well, we have a great farming setup and we have a lot of paragon power totems, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 5. Just like that, round 119, the tier 5 is about to come out, so let's start getting ready for it. So let's start selling our stuff. I bought the action figure and it generated quite a bit of money. I think I bought it for like 150,000 something like that. So it's a small amount of money, but you know what, we'll take it. Let's just sell it. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have bought this thing, the favorite trades boat for our farms at the top, but it's completely fine. So let's just buy it like this, and then I'm gonna reposition it actually for the banana essential and I'm gonna try and get as many of these guys as possible. Essentially, is this gonna work? I think this is still worth it, by the way. It maybe should have had it for the guys up top, but I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so let's sell everything. We need to hurry up. actually. Let me place the Paragon Power Totem. Let's sell all of these guys, and then it's time for the Ace Paragon. So yeah, I'm not going to be placing any small aces because, well, we have a bunch of Paragon Power Totems. So is that everything? I think it is. Let's upgrade to a Goliath. Let's put almost all our money into this thing. I want to save a little bit of cash for these damage amplifiers, even though it's not necessary. And as you guys might have noticed, I sold the Dart Paragon because it's a little bit too annoying. But let's see what degree we get onto this guy. It's going to be high. Oh, it's a 58. Come on, guys. There's no way. This thing is going to solo it, probably. Let me set it to Wing Monkey. Let's get some of the damage amplifiers, like, for example, this guy, a Super Bill. I think we're going to have the money for, yes, there we go, for Cripple Mob. I'm going to set this guy on Strong, and there it is. Oh, we could have solved the overclocks, but completely fine. Let's see what else we can do. And no other Paragon buffs, by the way, with Geraldo. Maybe it would be nice if Geraldo has, like, an item that buffs the Paragons once you buy it, but that's maybe a little bit wishful thinking. So let's keep using the ability, and yeah, this guy's probably going to solo it by himself, by the way. Let me check the Boomerang has like 8.3 million pops, and if the Dart were on screen, I bet it would have had a lot more pops than the Boomerang by this point. Look at this Goliath's pops go, by the way. Let me just use the ability, and I'm gonna speed it up just so you guys see how fast. Oh my god, look at how fast those pops are going on the side. 13 million, 13 and a half. You know what, I actually don't even mind having the Boomerang Paragon like this, because some of these small leftovers, they get kind of picked up, you know, from the Boomerang Paragon. So look at this guy, for example. They're just, you know, getting attacked. They're maybe taking the load off of the Ace Paragon a little bit. And then let's use the ability one more time. How much is it gonna take away? It's gonna be like half a skull, isn't it? That's a good bombardment. It was like close to maybe like 40% or something like that. It's still a lot of damage. Let's try and set it up so it does the most damage possible. So I think this is like this is the shortest distance which the game is gonna allow you. So the next ability is gonna be probably the best, I guess, the best placement that you can have for it, because I think almost all of the bombs are gonna hit Bloons. So let's go like this. And can we get more than 50% damage of a skull is my question. So these guys are coming in, and that was a perfect shot. And this looked a little bit worse than last time, to be honest. But yeah, that's about it. It's like maybe like 40-ish% of a skull in one ability takes off, which is, it's a lot actually. But yeah, as this tier 5 Bloons is going out, you guys see how easy it is. I think we're gonna finish it with an ability, by the way. These guys are coming in, and there we go. There goes tier 5 Bloons. And if you guys have not finished this one, you should probably do it, because it is a pretty easy boss that we have this week. I think it's Ninjakiwi just saying sorry for last week's obnoxious phase. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.